Okay, so we were talking about subordinating conjunctions. The list of the conjunctions is here, and it's quite long list. You can find on in your book as well, the book I have recommended, and I'm going to share another book with you today. And you can see the examples of these conjunctions in different units of that book, and you will find a lot. You will find class useful. So we can say that these are the dependent and independent clauses. And now let's look at that how comma works in dependent and independent clauses. Comma placement. Now you can see that what do we need to understand about the comma? Okay, yes, we can see that comma placement is here. Dependent clause may come before or after the independent clause, so it means that the clauses are mobile. They can be used in any way. Okay. However, you can also find that the comma placement depends on the sentence placement. For example, if the dependent clause comes before the independent clause, comma comes between the clauses. But if it comes after the clause, then there is no need for it. For example, after Sarah arrived home, she ate a sandwich. Dependent clause comes first and then independent. But if the independent clause comes first, like Sarah ate a sandwich after she arrived, there is no comma. You got that? Find out more about it. Now, let me give you an example. Okay, well, the example we can offer you here is number one. Because I like playing cricket, comma, I often go out with my cousins. Okay, I often go out with my cousin. Now, in this sentence, will you have the comma? Yes. Can you comment? Because I like playing cricket. Yes, because I like playing cricket, I go out with my cousins. So will there be any comma? You can add comments. You can answer me in comments. I want to see your answers and your comment. Will this sentence contain a comma? Because yes, my sentence is again, because I like playing cricket, I go out with my cousins. So will you put comma in the middle of the sentence or not? You can reply to me by using yes or no. Yes, let me repeat. Because I like playing cricket, I often go out with my cousins. Okay, since you've been asking for the slide, I'm resharing it. Otherwise, I've already talked about it. You can see after Sarah arrived home, comma, she had sandwich. Dependent clause comes first, then comma is here. If independent clause comes first, there is no need for comma. For example, Sarah had a sandwich after she arrived. So there is no need for comma. So yes, some of you are right that no. Those who say no is a wrong answer because yes, there will be a comma. It's just due to I'm using first sentence. The sentence is because I like playing cricket. And because I like playing cricket is a dependent clause and it is combined with a conjunction. So it will be followed by a comma and then. But what if I say I often go out with my cousin to the ground because I like playing cricket? Then there is no need for comma. So remember this. I, I, uh, I rejoined, I resumed my studies. I resumed my studies because I wanted to achieve higher goals. Okay, yeah, there is no need for comma. Or I resumed my studies, my higher studies after I left the job. Then there is no need for comma. So the comma placement is here. Now for you, there is one more slide I'm going to share. Okay, types of clauses, independent or the main clause, expresses the complete thought or may stand in a sentence. Yes, am I audible to you? Okay, let me check. Uh, I think I am audible to you. Yes. Beta, there is a problem with you. There are problem with the students because I am checking here as well. With me, there is a device for so if you are, and there are continuous 2 or 3 students who have these problems. So either get your systems checked or you are only creating a problem. Okay, there is Hanur. These people create an Abrar. They're the only 2 people I'm facing problem with. And then Mr. Nawaz, Ahmed Nawaz. Rest students are saying yes, it's fine. So I'm sorry about your system. You just take a look at this. Okay, although this contains a subject and a verb. Although this contains a subject and a verb, it is not a complete thought. अब यहाँ पर अगर आप explanation भी देखें, तो explanation के अंदर भी एक subordinating conjunction मौजूद है. Although this contains a subject and a verb, comma आएगा, यहाँ पे मेरे ख्याल से typo हुआ है, comma, it is not a complete thought. Okay, to make the dependent clause a complete thought, we need an independent clause. That's what I've already told you. Okay, these are the references. Now let's move to the types. The type of sentences. In the next slide, we'll look at the types of sentences. Okay, here we go to the next slide. That's called G. There are 4 different types of sentences that you usually find when you read, when you speak, when you construct a thought. The sentence can be a simple sentence. I like mangoes. I like my department. I like my university. I go to university. Number one. Number two, compound sentence. Compound sentence is created when two in independent clauses meet together, either with the help of envoys or with the help of comma or with the help of semicolon or any punctuation. So when 2 independent clauses meet, then it forms a compound sentence. For example, I like this shirt and I bought it. Okay, I like this shirt and I bought it. Then we have complex sentence. A complex sentence is when a subordinating conjunction means an independent clause meets the dependent clause, and that creates a complete thought that becomes the complex sentences with the help of conjunctions, transitions, and sometimes even prepositions can also be there to connect these 2 ideas. Then we have the category compound complex sentences. Compound complex sentences, within complex sentence there is another sentence which means that there are now 2 independent clauses and 1 dependent clause. So you can find that. and we will have a quick look at this. This will be very handy to you in terms of construction of sentences in your questions. So here comes the last slide of the day. Simple sentences, compound, complex. Now first, we have the simple sentence. A simple sentence contains one independent clause. Ali rides his bike to school. Who is your best friend? She ate her lunch, took a walk, went back to work. Okay, but what is a compound sentence? What do we know about compound sentence? We also looked at the type of sentences, how sentences are constructed together, and we also looked at today in this lecture, in these two lectures, we looked at how many types of sentences are formed, how comma is placed, what are the sentences that we can form, and how can we mobile the sentence. Mobile means switch the sentence. For example, if dependent clause comes first, then how should we behave? If independent clause comes first, how should we behave in a sentence? Whether to put commas or not, and what are the subordinated conjunctions that create a dependent sentence or dependent clause, and how can we complete the idea or thought. So this was all about today. After 20 minutes, I'll send you the link on Zoom on which I'll discuss more things about the assignments and the type of question that will be formed from this unit so that you do not face any problem in your uh, exams. Thank you so very much.